50 Minutes Till Impact follows the story of a girl named Clara Rose, who is traveling from Proxima B to Earth with her brother David. And throughout this whole story, they find themselves in a life or death situation. It really comes down to you playing through Clara's eyes, trying to figure out what can I do to save all of these really rambunctious passengers.
She encounters a variety of characters with their own stories, and it's up to you to figure out how the best way to approach each of these conflicts that the characters present. As you travel through time loops, you unlock new information that you need to utilize to progress the story further and unlock new areas of the train.
The script for 50 Minutes Till Impact was based on a demo that was created in Christopher Riley's senior project pre-production class. That class was very influential because I got a lot of good feedback on it. It was able to develop a pretty decent degree there. The screenwriting program in general was really useful.
The story's definitely evolved a lot from where we started to where we are now, especially just coming in, having it explained to me. There's a lot of like changes with the characters, scenes that like add a whole nother layer of depth to like what we were already writing.
We all kind of developed that part of the story. You know, we all felt like certain characters made more sense to include than others, narrowing it down to like general story that could be followed by audiences. We all collectively, you know, pitched in, meeting about like 1 or 2 times a week before the quarter, just so we could like run through what the story was, seeing like if there was any sort of improvements or just general niches that we wanted to fix.
Some of the characters she meets are not your friendliest. So there's Killian, he's an eccentric businessman, entrepreneur, and Liv is a former pro baseball player. She's very headstrong, and she kind of makes friends with Clara. They kind of got like a sisterly thing going on. Walter is a security guard, very tough, quiet type, but also protective. Maria is very shy, timid, she's a staff member, so she also tries to be very helpful.
So one of the most common obstacles that we encountered, which is pretty common with a lot of game development senior projects, is scope management. You have a limited amount of time and resources that can be put into a single project, and making sure that you can choose a project that can stay within a reasonable scope of both the amount of time that we have in the capstone, but also the amount of students that we have, is very critical to the project's success. You quickly had to find solutions on how to cut or reduce the overall content you chose to create, and that can affect the overall quality.
The most rewarding part of making the game has definitely been seeing everyone's contributions to the game. 50 Minutes Till Impact is kind of my baby. And so it's really cool to see all these different people from different walks of life with very different like design sensibilities from me in almost every way, be able to contribute and have a game that's really more than the sum of its parts. I had a vision for the game, and that vision was of course different from Josh's, was different from Vigo's, was different from the artists. It's really satisfying to see that all come together and make a game that fulfills all of our visions. Because of all these people working on it, it's become something so much greater than it could have been with me on my own, just with any one of us on our own.